Welcome to the ITM Podcast.
This is episode 365 of the ITM Podcast, the official Boston Red Sox podcast of the Earth's journey around the sun. My name is Joey Copponi, that's Scott Neville, and the Boston Red Sox! They won a series, dude. If you can call it that. Scott, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Nice.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
there's no other way to say this. You look a little wet right now.
I showered for you, dude.
Just me, not the viewers.
No, I showered for myself. Because like I got home from the gym and I said, I'll just do the show now. And then you ever just turn the right way or like catch a whiff of yourself and you're like, woo, nope.
No, I don't smell bad, but I could imagine. I'm sure that's a relatable experience to others, but I don't have that issue.
No, you don't stank?
No.
Oh, dude, you should try it. You should stank it up.
I just glisten. I don't even sweat.
Well, it must be nice.
No, I was in Miami.
Dude, you were in Miami. So here's the thing. I want to be transparent about that because I'm not going to like hold you to the standard of like pretend you watched all these games. Because that just like wasn't the case. So you were living it up in Miami. I was unfortunately watching these games. I don't know if you listened to the last show. I'm sure you did. I went and recorded without you after game 3. And through the first 2 games, we were pretty stoked. They split games 1 and 2 with the Braves. And then I came in right after the final out of game 3, and I was worked up a little bit and upset because Sox had a lead that they lost. They mounted a comeback. They didn't finish the job. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating way to end that series, to lose that series when you could have beat them. So the ultimate takeaway was like, yeah, it's frustrating. You need these wins, but the team looked good against one of the best teams in baseball. It's like they lost the series, but I came away feeling better. This is the flip side of that.
Okay.
They won the series. And there's no good news. That's it. The only good news is they won 2 of these 3 games. I feel like all of the other news is bad. Here's some other good news. Caleb Durbin remembered how to hit a baseball. Some company in fucking Medford might have fixed him or something.
By the way, can I talk about how did everyone on Earth see that marketing?
I think because it was like, oh shit, like something had to change with Caleb Durbin. Maybe it was these guys. And again, they took credit for it. So
I saw it on every platform. Also, I just realized something. What's your problem? You stole my name tag.
Brother. This is what happens when I do solo shows, man.
How often yeah, that's right.
Look at that.
Give me my name tag, dude.
There you go. Feel better? Here, I'll make it a little bit.
Yeah, I do feel better.
Whoop.
Yeah, I want that one.
Let's go.
No, I don't want that one. It's bad for the show. Yeah, that was the craziest thing ever.
I saw it everywhere.
I saw it everywhere. I think everyone did. Good for them. Good for that company. Still don't know the name of the company, but thank you for fixing them. Yes,
sure.
Or just
good
having
for them.
or for them just having an incredibly well-timed situation here, which is.
What if they're a bad company, man? What if they're like bad people? You haven't done any research on them. You're just going to sit here and praise them and recommend them to people.
Didn't even say their name.
You're recommending this company personally?
Couldn't even do it.
Wow.
I'm not even withholding a name. I just don't have it.
Let it be known that Scott is out here fully endorsing I'm still looking. How is it gone? It's Great'em G Swing.
Sure.
Who also, by the way, Caleb Durbin, like he made a statement like really quickly. He was like, I worked with them for like a week.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I hardly know those guys. So
they might have been. There's a non-zero chance they stored that.
Yeah,
and they were just waiting for it.
Yeah, just waiting for him to like have more than 2 hits in a month.
That video was filmed in January.
Oh, yeah, it was us. Yeah. That is very funny. But yeah, no, I mean, I can't think of any other like real good news that came out of this. Brian Bayo looked good.
Can we
Sox
do this?
still lost in a game where he was the primary pitcher. Like, if you can't call him a starter.
Yep. On this one. I've been begging them to roll with Samaniego as the opener. Didn't work. So
it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not his fault. Like, it's just a cursed roll.
We need to figure out that first inning of Bayo starts. Kalum is probably the only one left.
I got an idea for a guy who could do it.
Who?
Brian Bayo. That would be sick if he could do it. You know what I mean?
Well, no, he can't though. We know that. So let's try something that's going to work.
But it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of like put your pants on, like be a big boy about it. You know.
Here's the deal. I hear you. Yep. But he's got a 9.68 ERA in 30 2/3 innings as a starter and a 0.71 in 25 1/3 as a reliever. I say we don't mess with that. It's stupid. It's dumb that we have to have this problem. I say we just roll with it.
How much of it is the fact that he's coming in? I said this as a joke before on the show, but like now I'm actually being serious because I'm like now I'm befuddled enough to like start throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. How much of his performance is because he's coming into a game where the Sox are down 4-0 and he's like, oh, well, this thing's over. Like, there's no pressure. There's no semblance of pressure.
And I never really thought of that aspect of it. That definitely eases pressure. But I do think there's a little bit we saw with Pivetta. There's something about having to run out of the bullpen that makes a difference. And I try not to ever talk about my experience because it wasn't exactly AA, but I had a year where I, would start on Monday or whatever, and then on like a Thursday game or whatever would come in for a couple innings if we had a lead. And I was running from the outfield from center to there, but I felt very good in those settings. I don't know what it was. It was like you started the game like fully warmed up. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I liked that too. The only reason I think it's not completely stupid, like concept wise, is because I know the feeling. Again, very different.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. I
agree.
I never had that experience at any level, so I can't relate. But what I can do is trust the numbers, I guess. But also it's like, if you're that dominant, if it's 0.71 ERA, like I have a really tough time believing like you couldn't also do that you couldn't be good in the first, like you're that dominant right now and you don't think it would translate at all to one inning sooner.
Well, on the flip side though, if there's a disparity with an equal sample size, 25 to 30 innings, fairly equal sample size, a disparity as large as a 9.68 ERA and a 0.71 ERA, as a manager, is it not malpractice to keep that going?
I don't know, because at a certain point you're like, oh, it worked. Now we can take the training wheels off.
They did that with Pivetta, but it took a lot longer than that. We're early here in this process.
Sure, I guess. But I mean, we're about to match the innings for like what he's done as a pure starter.
I think we go Kalum. I don't see any. This is my thing. It doesn't really matter. Like, you want this so that because like you want the first inning problem to be solved and you want him to be back to being like a real starter. But like, who cares? Like, my thing is, if we can find somebody that can open, we need to trade for Brendan Bernardino is what we need. He was the best opener I've ever seen. If we just find someone that they can just handle the first inning, let the guy do his thing, as weird as it is. If it's an 0.71, I don't care what he does. I don't care how we get there. Like, let's keep that 0.71 ERA for the bulk of the game.
I have a take, and it's not really a take. It's kind of just food for thought on the whole Bayo situation. So in this game, he comes in, it's 4-0, and he gives you 7 shut, which is, by all accounts, something that any pitcher should be really happy about. You did your job. 7 shutout innings.
Yeah.
But when he leaves the game, the score is 4-1. And the Sox don't really show many signs of turning it around. It's a weird moment to see him like celebrating and high-fiving and whatever. Because like you did your job. He should absolutely, in any other situation, be getting patted on the back and feel like, hell yeah, I gave my team the best chance possible to win today. But instead, it's just so weird to see him like celebrating and celebrating is kind of egregious on my part, but
No, he was pouring beer on players. I remember that.
He's doing backflips and shit, dude. No, it's just like, it's just gross. It's like, I get why you want to, and it still feels unsettling to be like, yeah, I mean, they're about to lose this game, man. And it's not because of you, but congrats on your 7 shot. Just weird.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a balance there. I don't know. I think whatever. If he plays well, I don't really care what he does. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
I'd probably be pissed if I was on his team, but not like actually pissed.
Yeah,
like pissed in a way that by the time I got into the car, I wouldn't think of it ever again.
I mean, it's also a matter of like, dude, like you're making these fucking openers come out here, and like it seems like they're kind of giving us not much chance to win these games. We're starting these games down 2-0, 4-0, whatever. 4.
In this case, that was fun.
Yeah, so I'm sure, like, I don't know, as a teammate, I'd be pretty pissed.
I know you want to do you want to do the injuries now, or I have a bunch of random things from the series, but maybe I don't know which way we want to go with this.
I wanted to just say, because like we were trying to find positives. That's what we were doing. It's like,
I have those.
Oh, you have more positives. Okay, yeah. If you got more positives, get them out, man.
Connor Wong almost hit his first homer since October 2024.
He's never worn the Wally head before.
That's crazy to put it that
stunning,
way.
Right? This was the first time he did put it on falsely. They had to take it back off of him, but
we need a graphic of just him staring at the Wally head, just angrily.
I mean, he's worn it now, but like I feel like that's like a bad omen. Like he put it on prematurely. It's not good.
That's not good at all. So yeah, that was great and shocking. This is a guy, by the way, that people would say that, like, back when the team was good, people talked about Connor Wong as a guy that could win like a Red Sox home run derby because he had so much raw power, and everyone was like, "What? That's crazy." But I guess, I mean, he does smoke the ball. Not anymore. I don't know what happened. It's one of the, like, Benintendi had the same thing where in Verdugo, where they had like their power zapped every year, and it's like, what is happening to these guys that are just like losing strength every year?
You could make a case for the same thing being true of Narvaez.
That is true as well. Well, I was going to say with the other three, maybe it's just like a size wear down thing. I don't know. Because there's none of those are huge humans, but I don't know if that really makes any sense. But yeah, very, very odd. Anyway, I have so many other positives.
Really?
IKF is hitting 311 with a 756 OPS, and you can't take him out of the lineup right now. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah. This always happens where there's like a surprise performance around this time where it's like, wow, who would have guessed that IKF is like an everyday player? And I mean, Mickey Gasper, you can put in that conversation as well.
For sure, you can put, yeah.
It's silly. I don't know if it felt like a straight positive to me, because it's like, oh, cool. Like you're getting a better performance than expected out of a guy who is like a utility guy that you admittedly overpaid for. Cool. At the same time, like, should you be in that kind of position where IKF is fourth on your team in B WAR right now in terms of position players?
I think you can look at it just as we got some hot hitters right now, and that's good. Like, I'm not necessarily saying that he's going to provide any value in September, but we're here entering June, and we need to win some series to climb up the standings. And it's nice to have we haven't had hot hitters in a while. Let's just celebrate that. And also, you don't have to even care if he cools off too much, because it's not like it's not like Meyer where you're like, this is the guy that has to be able to be good for years. It's like, if IKF has a hot, like, 6-week stretch, that's all he'll ever have done in Boston, and that's what he'll be remembered by. And great, who cares?
Sure.
Fine
If
with it.
IKF helps you win, like directly helps you win 6 games throughout the year,
huge win.
Yeah, you should be stoked about that.
Yeah. And now my last like real one before I pose a question. Jaron Duran's good again.
Yep.
And I looked at the splits, and I think they're a little. I'd be curious, actually, what you think. Give me what you think he hit in May, and then his OPS in May.
What he hit in May and his OPS in May. I would guess. I mean, he hit for power, so I mean, I would say. Let's say he hit 249 with a 820 OPS.
So he hit 261 with an 879 OPS, which is like a real month. He had 9 homers and he had a 331 on base percentage. Now in April/May, he hit 170 with a 231 on base percentage. So he went down.
March, April, right?
What did I say? April, May?
Yeah. March.
Shoot. Well, that's not true.
Yeah,
March, April. March, April, he hit 170, so 89 points less. He had 100 points less in his on-base percentage at 231. He had 1 homer compared to 9. He had a 481 OPS compared to 879.
Wow.
So I think that what I'm trying to say here is, and there was one game separating that, like it was like 28 games and 27 games or something. He has had one really bad month and one really good month. And I don't like, to me, it sucks that means that his average is like 220 or whatever. But the reality is, I don't think people have to freak out about Jaron Duran. Oh, he lost all his trade value. Oh, he's not valuable anymore. He shouldn't be playing, whatever. He just had a slow start to a season and, looks great right now. He could very much end up being somewhere around the performance we expect from him, which is, somewhere in that like 110 to 120 OPS with solid defense and speed.
I don't think that it's possible for him to match like the season that we were hoping for, just in terms of average numbers and counting numbers. Like, I don't think it's possible for him to make up for lost time. Like, that month was brutal. So
I think he could end up. I mean, like, his OPS to me still could be 115. I don't think we're ever going to get the season we maybe thought was possible after that All-Star year. But, I right now it's about let's have a good June.
Yeah.
Do you believe in Caleb Durbin at all? That's the last thing I have. Okay.
No, I don't. I don't even think it's funny. Don't even joke like that.
He's got a 1.1 B WAR, Jaron Duran.
Mm-hmm.
He has a wow. What do you think his OPS plus is?
Is it 100 right now?
It's 97. So he could easily, like, last year at a 117 OPS plus. That's in the realm of possibility.
It's in the cards.
His 132 OPS plus in 2024, that would take quite a lot. Yeah,
less likely, for sure.
Is he going to finish 8th in MVP voting again? I don't know.
Probably not.
But he'll be better than April.
Yeah, I guess there are more positives than I gave credit for that, like, you can take away from this series. Like, yeah, like the boys are back in terms of they're back on track. Maybe not back.
They won a series.
Back on track. They won a series.
The offense
a baseball
is
team.
better. The offense is largely better.
Yeah.
Oh,
the biggest news.
One.
Yep.
No, I'm not done yet, dude. I'm still going.
Okay, all right. Load me up on positivity. Hopium me
This
up.
one's a question.
Yep.
But it's going to lead to positivity, I think. What do you think their run differential is on the season? They are,
negative,
for the record, 25 and 33.
Negative 32.
Dude, negative 5. They get a plus run differential.
That was not the case very long ago. They had a couple of blowout wins, so actually that does make sense.
But I just mean like that's showing that this team is probably performing below. Like again, I'm not a huge fan of this, but they're like their expected win-loss record is 28-30, and I just mentioned that to say that they're not playing like a fifth place team. Like right now, this team is in fifth place. The Orioles, right ahead of them by half a game, have a negative 38 run differential.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, the first place Rays only have a plus 19. A good game on Monday could put us in the green. Like that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. I mean, it's a couple of games that got you there. It's a couple of like blowout wins that got you there. There's no doubt the offense is better than it was 3 weeks ago. Like that's
how that works for every team. Like I just say that to say that they have their offense is coming back to life and their pitching has still been good. And on the season, they've played a lot closer to like a 30-30 team than a 25-33 team. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. I don't think you're wrong there. Chad Tracy believes in Caleb Durbin, or they pay him to say the nice things about him. But so he's been doing that, which is something. You mentioned Jaron's May 8 homers in the month of May.
9
homers in the month of May. Sorry, 9 homers in the month of May.
It would have been 8 after the second to last game.
Yeah. Which is, wouldn't you know, when I wrote these notes, how fun is that? Yeah. The bigger news to me, call me crazy. The reason I walked away from this series not feeling the best, the reason I walked away from it going like, Jesus, man, like they lost the series and I was like high on the team and now they're going to win a series and I'm going to be low. It's because the news about your 2 best players being hurt has updates. And the news is that they're both more hurt than you thought they were. They both experienced setbacks, and they're both going to be out longer than you wanted them to be. Longer than you were told they were going to be is the bigger thing to me here. Chris Cotillo reported on Sunday that Garrett Crochet had a setback. He had some lat tightness that popped up.
Ugh. Ouch.
So now his plan to throw a live BP on Tuesday has been shut down. But he said don't call it a setback. He did the whole thing that I did. And it's like, yeah, but like you were scheduled to do something, right? And then now you're not doing it. They're moving you back in terms of like your rehabilitation process. So you've been set back. Setback. It's a setback. And Roman did the exact same thing, where Roman was Roman. We can get to Roman. We can get to Roman after. We can just focus on Crochet for a minute here. But brutal news. I will say it's the Red Sox rotation is not in a place where you're dying to get Crochet back. We're not sitting here going, God damn, like once they get Crochet back, then they really go. That's when the team really comes to life. And you're not sitting here struggling to find a starter that can fill this spot. They are in a position where they are surviving without Garrett Crochet, which is really saying something. But it does raise the question, where would they be with him? Would they be actually genuinely making up ground? Would they be in a playoff spot right now? And obviously the bigger question being, when are they actually going to see him?
I oddly don't. This sounds so odd, but I'm not itching to get Crochet back. Although you should be, in the sense of you're probably just not dealing with this whole Bayo nonsense. And then you have 5 good legitimately 5 really good starters. You get rid of this opener situation. You solve that. Everything on my mind, though, is the pitching has been great, and we need offense. The problem is, I don't know how I feel about Roman Anthony. Like, to me, I almost would throw him in like the 7 hole and just let him if he contributes and move him back in there. But like right now, I'd rather have Mickey in the 2-hole. I'd rather have
Crazy.
IKF up there. It's a wild situation. You need to keep Jaron Duran leading off. Like it's not that I'm not excited about putting him back in the lineup. I don't think the team necessarily just becomes like this bolstered offense when you put Roman. He showed nothing to say that he'll be some superstar the day he gets back. That's not to say that I don't have belief in his long-term profile, but like if you put him in the lineup today, and let's say he's 100% healthy, he wakes up today 100% healthy, and he's back in the lineup.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's going to start hitting 280 from June 1st on, and we're just like, well, it wouldn't impact that. You obviously want to get him back because he has real potential to be that. But
yeah, I mean, he has potential to be, and he's just an important part of your team identity. Like he is your core. He is the guy that you're kind of supposed to be building this thing around. So like, there's this weird position where like even if you don't get the most out of him that you could possibly get, like is it still the smarter decision to put Roman in the lineup just because that's who your team is supposed to be and it's what you're building around, it's what you've been building towards. So like, you keep Roman on the bench like that. You're not. I don't know. It's not like he's. It's not last year where like you're fighting for a playoff spot. It's September. He's here, but he's 21 years old. Keep him on the bench. Like it's good to just have him around, get him the experience, and like let the veterans carry us there. That's not where we are.
The flip side of that, though, is that if you bring him back too early, I think one of the biggest flags on the season it wasn't even so much that they were losing, it was that Roman might not be the guy we thought he was, and Crochet is somehow regressing. Like that I think the fact that those two issues have been eliminated have eased the fan base a little bit, just because even though it's because they're hurt, like you're not like, whoa, Crochet's got a 7 ERA. Like we're just not talking about that right now. It's just like let's get him back. Yeah. Roman Anthony, I will say, he has a 96 OPS plus. It's not like he's had this horrible season, and we've seen plenty of hitters on this team have a bad month and start to heat up. But last year he had a 143 OPS plus. He was 1.5 times better than the average Major League Baseball player as a rookie. I don't know. My only point there is just to say that like oddly, those two pieces on paper should make this team so much better, but we haven't really seen that this year. And the pitching is the strength, and the lineup is most clustered in the outfield. So it's just kind of strange.
I think the thing with Roman that like got him a lot of heat at the beginning of this year was like big moments found him, and he didn't come through a lot, and there was no power. And then I think it took us a little bit of time to be like, oh, that's everyone. And maybe we shouldn't be in a position where we're putting this amount of pressure on Roman Anthony. Maybe we lighten it up a little bit and like let time take its course a little bit. I think they're a significantly better team with Roman Anthony. I do. So I think inserting him into the lineup tomorrow makes them a better team. Now does that happen?
Although if he doesn't have power, like Yoshida has given very similar results.
That's kind of insane.
It is. I mean, I've always been higher on Yoshida, but let's see. Oh, Yoshida's got a 103 OPS plus. So far, production, like per, appearance wise, Yoshida has been the better player. Now, purely offensively, obviously Roman gives you a hell of a lot more defensively, can potentially clear up. He's probably going to play in the outfield instead of clog the DH spot. There's different. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a completely equal equation. The only reason I have like tempered excitement is because you're taking out an equal offensive contributor. Neither of them can hit a home run right now, and you're kind of getting similar production either way. So he would have to be – what you would need is you need last year's Roman to come back, which is a good chance.
Which is possible because, like, if he's been fighting this thing, like, I'm not totally convinced that it was one swing that did him in. I think he's dealing with some other soreness and some other stuff because, like, did he totally look like himself at the beginning of this year? I don't think so. I think that he looked off, and then I think that this thing, like, definitely, I don't want to say slowed him down because it sidelined him for over a month now. But this week, This was right after we recorded the last episode. Is when Roman said he talked to Bradford, and he said, "I don't know if it's been made clear, but it's a partially torn ring finger ligament, my ring finger CMC to be exact." And I listened to the audio and I read the quote. It's clear either way, no matter how you digest this quote. He's saying, "Hey, I know Sam Kennedy has been like around saying that it's a sprain. It's torn. Just to be clear, I have a torn ligament because Sam Kennedy went out and was saying it's a sprain, and Chad Tracy. I don't want to throw shade at Chad here, but he was asked a question and I didn't love his answer. On EEI was asked, is this a matter of like pain tolerance? And I think EEI, I think it was Jones and Keefe. I think they were trying to dispel the narrative that this is like, is Roman tough enough to get back out there? And Chad kind of missed the mark. And he was like, yeah, kind of. It's his hand. It's important, but I don't know how much more damage he can do. It's a sprained ligament. You need it to swing, but yeah, I guess to a certain extent, it's a matter of pain tolerance, which is unfortunately the wrong fucking answer.
Very much so.
So Roman is just on an island saying, hey, just so everybody knows, I have a torn ligament in my hand. I know the team is out here saying I should be out there. It's A, it's torn. B, they told you I would be out for 10 days. I had to go to another doctor who found out that my ligament was torn. So you're leaving your star player, your future, your corner piece, your whatever, you're the guy you've been banking on for X amount of years. You're just leaving him out to dry. And the medical staff, once again,
it's
down their leg.
It's definitely the timeline expectation that's really making this a problem. Like, I don't know why they're so eager to give the good news on day one. Like, you would think you would learn over the course of a season. Like, yes, when the injury happens, the PR good thing would be, this could be, like, take an optimistic approach. Like, this might not be that long. But then if you've been through a full season, you understand the other side of that and the ramifications of saying they'll be back soon when you really clearly have no idea. That was a problem. They were being optimistic. Didn't work out. Happened with both superstars. I do think the discourse over the spray and tear situation is very funny because a sprain is just like a small tear. And so, like, they're all tears.
Yeah. But like,
I think what Roman's
I think
saying
sprain sounds like a downplay.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. But in the severity of basically the severity of the tear is whether you call it a sprain or, like, you would say something, I have a torn ligament. So it makes sense for Roman to be like, hey, I'm actually hurt here. I actually have a tear. This is the injury. This is why I'm not playing every day. Like, you want to say the most serious thing you can say. And of course, Sam Kennedy is just gonna be a dickhead. So, it
just makes no sense why you'd want to be a dick here. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just so stupid. Like,
he's just going to give this. Like,
he gets paid to be a glorified cheerleader. So like, why would you not be like, oh, we're making, we care about Roman. We're really, making sure that he's good. And like, we want to take our time with him. And like, we really want to make sure that he's happy and comfortable and just say all that shit. And instead he's like, oh man, like, we're waiting for him to get back out there any day, Roman.
It should be like, how hard would it be to just be like, yeah, like, he's in a lot of pain, but he's fighting through it for you guys. He really wants to get back on the field. Like, he's doing everything he can. It's a serious thing, but we're hoping, he gets back relatively soon. But, he is fighting through it right now. Like, he's doing everything he can. It's not it's not that this kid's not tough. It's just that, there's, we want to make sure we don't do more damage.
Perfect. I think you could legitimately get Sam Kennedy's job talking like that.
Dude, I would love to do Sam Kennedy's job. I mean, you'd be the most hated person on the planet, but it would be wildly entertaining.
Speaking of speaking differently in this front office, dude, I don't know if you saw this. Tim Healy had an article today or yesterday. Multiple team officials reported to Tim Healy that Craig Breslow would benefit from having an interpreter of sorts. Some in the organization believe Chad Tracy could be the one to fill that role. because he apparently he's comfortable pushing back against Craig. But yeah, multiple people saying like, yeah, you could bet. Yeah, somebody should probably get him an English to English translator. That's what a good communicator, our lead businessman is. The guy whose job it is to do deals with other businessmen and to run this ship. He could really use a guy who speaks English. That would really help. So that's where things are at with Craig Breslow. That's what you missed.
That is wild, and I totally understand just from hearing him talk. It's so mind blowing to me that when he was hired, it was like, we got a former player running the show. The whole hype around that was exactly the opposite of what's happened in terms of he should be the one that could, like a former player could nip this Bregman Devers drama in one conversation over lunch, could fix this. That's the whole reason there was excitement over that. And I've never seen a human that acts less like a former athlete in my entire life than Craig Breslow. You have to remind yourself that he can throw a baseball. Probably right now, Craig Breslow could throw a ball at least 80, 85, which is insane to think about because he's the biggest Yale nerd anyone has ever seen.
He could very well be a guy that, like, once he got out of the league, never touched a baseball again. So I don't know. He might be like absolutely unable to do anything with a baseball now.
It'd be better than us.
Do you know what I mean? I'm saying that for preservation's sake because I don't want to picture. It's like the meme, like relief pitcher Craig Breslow isn't real. He can't hurt you. It's like I have to get that vision out of my head.
You can get rid of it because no one respects it. No one talks about it, and he's never acted. No one's ever acted more like they've never touched a baseball.
It's so weird because, like, you think of these baseball executives as just get us the smartest guy that you can, stick him in front of a computer, and he'll build the team. Mm. But that's just not how it works. Like, he's not doing calculations to build these. Like, he's speaking to human beings. He's picking up a phone and saying, "Jim, how are you? Hey, good to talk to you. Good to talk to you. Just, I got something I want to run by you." You know, doing that. He's doing like cold calling other GMs. So to hire a guy with just so little, just negative social points, negative social ability, to the point where, like, he can't even communicate in the building.
It's not good.
No. Stinks.
Could say.
My opinion of Craig. I don't know if I've mentioned it enough on this show. Stinks. Not a fan.
Do you have anything else about this series? I got one more thing.
No.
Okay, I got one more thing. It's not positive.
Hit it.
I think we don't know exactly what's going to happen with this coaching staff moving forward. I think we know that Chad Epperson is not going to be a part of that equation because, boy, oh boy, is he maybe the worst to ever do it.
How do you get that bad at doing it?
I don't know. What's odd is he was the Double-A manager, so he wasn't even in that role in the minors. You would think they would have got a third base coach to be a third base coach. Like who's doing it at Triple-A? Like, he's got to be better than Chad Epperson.
It's a specific skill.
Like, Cora might suck at being a third base coach just because it's a step down. This isn't like football where it's like an offensive coordinator and rises up to being a head coach, and to be a head coach you have to be a fantastic offensive coordinator. Like, no, like. Yeah. Epperson, who knows? I don't know his experience. He's not good at it, I can tell you that. This series alone, he had Gasper absolutely hosed in game one. Another just, what the hell are you thinking decision? Like, there's nothing to even talk about that was so stupid. And then in game two, you had Jarren Duran flying around the bases with the Rafaela ball off the wall, and he held him, and the throw went 80 yards to the right. Jarren Duran could have scored from second, never mind third, at the point of which this throw was released. I don't understand. Like he's wrong. He's holding the fast players and sending the slow one. He's just so in his head now, because that is a position where you can easily get in your head about, like, you need to be the right amount of aggressive versus conservative, and that's if you're in the wrong headspace to do that, it's just the game's moving too fast for you in that moment.
You know, that's a moment that, like, he's beating himself up too. Like with Jaren specifically, he holds him up. He's like, "Fucking got the ball.
Yeah.
This was the one that's fucking." Like, you know that he's kicking his ass, but
he's getting it wrong every way.
It just shouldn't be that hard to do. Like you said, like, send the fast guys, hold the slow guys.
And read.
If you're sending them, make goddamn sure, because everybody knows that, like, you're getting guys thrown out. So make goddamn sure if you're sending.
I guarantee you, my high school baseball coach would do a better job than Chad Epperson right now. Like that, he's so like he's aggressive when it's so hard to be wrong on both ends. Like, that's the thing that keeps driving me crazy. Like, it'd be annoying if we were like, man, this guy's way too aggressive, or he doesn't ever send anyone. But he's quite literally wrong in both directions now. And that's just, I mean, that's something that should be fixed before the series starts. They need to run someone else out there. You don't got to fire him, but you got to put somebody else at third base.
It's just amazing, like, the things that they are particularly bad at. Like, the Red Sox are really bad at having a third base coach who knows what he's doing. The Red Sox are really bad, I guess, getting better at the ABS system. Like, that's been a real point of contention. Like, all the things that they've been bad at are, like, puzzling things. You're like, that's holding you up?
Kyle Hudson was the best third base coach we've had probably maybe in my lifetime. He's the one I remember the least to have. We stopped talking about. When was the last time before the firings that we talked about a bad send? Like, I feel like it's been a long time.
A couple years.
Yeah. Exactly. That's how long he's been doing it. And so I thought he was great. Interesting situation that he was even, not to keep on that note, but yeah, this is something that we know. This is the thing. We know that Epperson is not going to be the third base coach of this team on opening day next year.
Yeah.
We know that they've probably already decided that he's not good enough to do that. Why wait and continue to lose runs on a day-to-day basis for a change you're going to have to make at some point? Unless you're the dumbest decision-making team in the world, which you are, but, like, I still think he's not there. So it's like, why be like, you know what, this guy's not working out, we're going to let it go. Like, why not fix it today?
Especially for an organization that is so, like, nickel and diming when it comes to like small things, you know, wanting to fix the defense and caring about these really specific statistics, or not statistics, like sabermetrics about guys that are so deep into the analytics of maximizing every plate appearance, minimizing outs, maximizing value on the base paths, to just have a coach, not a player, a coach costing you not only just outs, but costing you runs at the plate and doing nothing about it is insane. Like, it's a huge responsibility to be a third base coach. Like, you do have outs in your hand, you have runners in your hand, you have runs in your hand, and it's your job to safely, delicately deliver them home.
And it's also the most direct, like, it's the easiest one to go, that cost you exactly one run. Like, as opposed to, like, somebody struggling at the plate, it's like, he would have produced more runs, and you use more metrics to figure out what that may have been. But in this case, it's quite literally, you send Duran there, that was a run. Right there. You can count that. Like, that's a fact. Yep. So it's tough. It's tough when you can, you know, get so narrow about that was the right or wrong decision. So factually.
Yeah. And it's almost like it's too factual. Like, it doesn't fit into any, like, deep analytics, so it's not going to be noticed. You know what I mean? It's almost like, well, it's
might
too
not
simple.
have
Because I feel like if you said that to Craig Breslow, if you said what you just said and you were like, that cost one run, it should have been a run, didn't get the run, he would probably say, like, well, it's not that simple. And, like, it is that simple. That's the whole problem with the Boston Red Sox, is them thinking, well, it's not that simple. It is.
Do you think he doesn't have a column on the Excel sheet for this one? Maybe
I
that's
think
the problem.
he just might not have they have their own internal advanced metrics that measure things like that. I don't know. Pissing me off. I'll tell you that much.
Should we does a pitch and preview piss you off?
Oh, okay, folks. It is 3 games at Fenway Park against the Baltimore Orioles. Game 1 is going to be Lou Gehrig Day. Check that out. Shane Baz versus Connolly Early. Chris Bassett versus Peyton Tolley. Trevor Rogers versus Brian Bayo and friends.
Yeah.
Listen, can I tell you the Orioles starters ERA down the line here?
Yes.
448, 506, 684. And it goes Early, Tolley, Bayo. Whew. Lord, give me the strength to not say the Red Sox sweep the Orioles.
I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to say sweep. Screw it. Who cares?
Whoa!
You know, it'd be real nice. 28
What?
and 33. That's what it would look like after a sweep. It'd only be 5 games under 500. This team is not fun.
They could be. I mean, a sweep here. Here's the thing. If you almost win a series against the best team in baseball, then win a series on the road, then sweep at home, which, by the way, they still have only won 1 home series.
Yikes.
That can't be true, but it is.
Also, by the way, that series you just won against Cleveland, that is a first place team.
You just won against a first place team. You come home, you sweep a divisional rival.
I like the PR spins we're doing. I like the spins we're doing right now.
Then you go to the Bronx after that. I think that we would be high on the boys come Thursday afternoon if they were to sweep the O's.
It also would be good.
Yes.
Because you would get Yep, it would be good. You're talking about clearing out this super weird AL playoff picture where this team stinks and we shouldn't even be talking about playoffs, but somehow they're only 3 games back. Baltimore's only 1 game back, and you would overtake them. And if you swept the Orioles, you'd likely overtake the Astros. You'd be in very healthy range with probably taking over the Twins. That's very possible. You could be in a situation where you're now the first team out, the second team out in that kind of category, as opposed to being right now the 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 9th team in the wild card.
Wow.
Or no, 9th. What? Yeah. 9th team in the wild card picture.
Was that including the teams that are in? What about in the hunt? How many?
12.
What place are you in the hunt?
12th.
No, you're not.
3 games.
It doesn't make any sense. There's not enough teams in the AL.
There's 15.
Yeah. So the
13,
3
14,
division leaders, and then the Red Sox are at the very, very bottom.
Oh, I'm talking about the entire AL.
I'm saying the wild card hunt, not the teams that are even in the wild card picture right now.
Oh, 7th.
Just the teams that are in the hunt of the wild card.
7th. Sorry, I didn't know what you were saying. Yeah. There's 7 teams in front of us that are not technically in right now. Oh, wait, there's 3 wild card spots.
Yes.
What the hell is going on with this? They got these weird dot
1, 2,
situations.
3, 4, 5, 6.
We're
They're
6th. We're 6th. That's right. There's 3 wild cards. This little fake line here is really an interesting way to do the cutoff.
Yeah.
They do it much more clear with the AL leaders to the wild card picture. There's only 3 teams worse than you right now.
Yeah. It's tough. But also 2 of those are teams that people were expecting to be better. So I don't know.
Yeah.
The AL's gross right now.
Huh? Skubal's so gone.
He's so gone.
The Tigers are 22 and 38.
Dude, can you do me a favor and picture Tarek Skubal in San Diego really quick?
It's probably what's going to happen, yeah.
Oh, man, that makes me feel something. Anyway, I think if you sweep the O's here, we might have some bold ass predictions for the Yankees series. That's all I'm saying. Is this might really get in our heads, and I'm willing to let it. I'm ready to get hurt again.
This could be that kind of series where there's just a ton of offense for once because you're home. You started to figure out how to hit home a little bit last series, and now you have 3 awful teams. 3 awful pitchers coming up.
And they need a turnaround at home. They really do.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're able to do that at home and then go on the road where apparently they're way more comfortable, God, that'd be nice. Something to think about, fellas. Something to think about. But yeah, no, I got the Sox. I got them sweeping. Let's get crazy with it. Let's start caring.
All right, I'll care. I'll give it one series.
All right. Sounds good. Any thoughts you want to empty out of your brain?
Not one. I had so many that I gave pre-show, the positivity side of things. Those are all my thoughts.
I got one little tiny one. Did you see Lance Dobbins, who I would imagine
Who the heck is that?
Is Hunter's brother? Maybe? Pitching coach at Operation Baseball, 2-time high school state champion coach, former Tampa Bay Rays scout and draft consultant. That might be his dad then. That's his dad.
You talking about the guy that was on the Yankees but not on the Yankees?
Yes. The guy that got drafted but didn't get drafted and all that. Hates the Yankees. He tweeted, one organization says, quote, no sinkers because it's not what we want you to do, end quote. But the new org that traded for him says, quote, 98 mile per hour sinkers. Absolutely. You go be you and we trust you. So, just a little insight into how the Red Sox are running their famous pitching lab, courtesy of Lance Dobbins.
I mean, Hunter's got a 4.5 ERA in 2 games this year. It's only 8 innings.
Yeah. It's not like, the other team magically fixed him. But
thus far, he's better in Boston, but it's very close, and that doesn't really, I don't know how he's playing, in the minor leagues. I don't know how he performed, but he's also been largely hurt, so.
There's also just a lot of instances of the. It's not really about Hunter Dobbins as much as it's about like having an insight into how they're managing arsenals with a little bit of a one-size-fits-all approach that does not fit all.
That guy loves a controversy, huh? Good old Lance.
Lance can't stay out of the limelight. Limelight Lance, they call him.
That's what they call him.
That's what I call him.
Not Yankee Lance, because he was never there, but he certainly
never was. Talked
about it.
Liar Lance, they called him there. Liar, liar, Lance on fire, they would call him.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on the socials at ITM_pod. You can follow me at Joey Copponi. You can follow him at Scott Neville 46, just like the Red Sox run differential after this series. And we will be back after this thrilling 3-game sweep of the Baltimore Orioles at Fenway Park. For Scott Neville, I'm Joey Copponi. Go Sox, kid.